the true genius who invented the zombie bomb. First, prepare a live zombie. Then methane gas is pumped into the body. Then tape the zombie's mouth. Then seal the whole head with cement or hairspray. Finally, insert this man-made biochemical bomb in the gasoline drum. Time to go back 2.5 hours before the engagement took place. Advanced forces of the New Babylonian Alliance, already assembled on the coast. Maggie's eyes were also quickly taken by the ship by the sea. Attracted him to hurry to find Peary. Learned that they were really going to use the ferry when traveling to Manhattan. Born now oppose. Because on the calm sea, ships are torches. Despite its huge size, it is not flexible at all. Besides, such a huge goal. I haven't waited for them to get close. Crowder has discovered. Varkey is well aware of Crot's insidious cunning. He doesn't believe in the actions of Babylon. Crowder knows nothing. Pearlie, who heard this, was also embarrassed. Because it's the decision of the chief inspector. It's going to be hard to change. There is no other way. Markey can only tell Precision to be more careful. But just as the two were talking, smoke suddenly rose from the pier in the distance. Markey immediately ran towards the black smoke. Found a strange piece of south on a discarded tire. Looks like someone set a tire on fire with a cloth. What signal is being sent? Maggie is looking puzzled. Footsteps came from behind. Turning around, it turned out to be his son, Herschel. Herschel explains to Maggie, because he was worried that he followed him all the way on horseback. Seeing her son Maggie, she also looked helpless. Herschel's appearance made him even more uneasy. The two of them haven't said a few words yet. The soldiers of Babylon discovered them. The soldiers took the two men to the governor's battalion commander, and the officer thought Maggie was trying to escape, trying to arrest them. At the critical moment, Pearlie came over, claiming to have sent the horse chicken out to search for information. The horse chicken took advantage of this opportunity, want Charlie to give up the attack, but just as Pearlie expected, they've been planning this for months. In their opinion, now is the best time. Pearlie also said, Crowder probably knew they were coming, but I never expected to leave tonight. Just take this opportunity, hit them by surprise. Maji doesn't want to take his son to die. The unease in my heart is getting stronger and stronger. He told Charlie that if he insisted on going to the palace tonight, then immediately take your son back to the peak station. The female officer who heard this smiled coldly. If Maggie wants to be a deserter, then he was the first to cut Herschel. Maggie couldn't bear it when she heard this. He punched the female officer in the face. This impulsive move was even more caught. The female officer took it as an excuse to resist the military order. Let the soldiers imprison Maggie and Herschel. At night, the ship has departed. Pearlie came to the place where the two were detained. Apologies to him. He didn't expect things to turn out like this. Varkey also wants to continue the dissuasion action, but Theli thinks several parties have enough strength to counterattack, even if Croat does find out. Babylon was huge and well armed. We're not afraid to go head-to-head with them. Hearing this, the horse chicken shook his head. He thinks Pearlie is too blindly confident. You know what he's gave love. Let us go. Let us all go. I'm sorry. Under the night, the ferry is moving slowly. Little do they know that the danger has slowly arrived. On the verge of landing in Manhattan, they have been locked by Kra and you will also receive a gift that has already been prepared. Wait until Pearlie sees the history of unknown objects floating in the sea. It's too late. With the sound of an explosion, the ferry was seriously damaged, and all of a sudden, the Babylonians went berserk. This gives Precision the opportunity. He came to the cabin without the guard noticing, rescued the two of the horse chickens with the tools they carried. Everyone on deck is trying to put out the fire. No one even noticed them. Markey, let Ginny and Herschel cut the ropes of the lifeboat. However, a more terrifying crisis has also arrived. Open the bird. Watch out. unidentified objects flying in the sky. The governor was blown to pieces on the spot. And these unidentified objects, it's the zombie bomb developed by Krot. I didn't expect their power to be so terrifying. The soldiers of some Babylon were blown up and turned upside down. Negan is trying to take advantage of the victory, until through the telescope, saw Herschel preparing to board the ship to escape. The smile on Negan's face disappeared. There was a flash of panic in his eyes. The men asked whether to continue the bombing. You didn't answer, shaking his head. But this scene was also seen by Croft. After confirming that Herschel and others have left safely, he just gave the order to attack. As shells rained down, the ferry was completely destroyed. Croat glanced at Negan and said nothing. Seems to have sensed something. The horse chicken landed in Manhattan with a few survivors. Who would have thought that they would encounter a zombie horde as soon as they came ashore? And these zombies are the new Babylon who just died. Soldier Pearly raised his gun and couldn't bear to do it, so the horse chicken directs the crowd to break through in the other direction. Andy also caught the record of falling into the water. Original experience. Looking at the notebook in my hand, Andy thinks she still has some value. He let her go for now. Andy suddenly turned to look at Negan. Who are you trying to spare? You don't even understand how Andy found out about it. I haven't waited for him to react yet. You and your only friend Victor were summoned. Come here. During his captivity, it was Victor who soothed him with the violin. Negan looked at Crotter. He had already guessed it was Crotter, reported his abnormality. Andy wants to take this opportunity to bang Negan, so he had Victor play a violin live. What do you have to do with Aunt Rang? Don't hurt the innocent. He knew that once the piano stopped playing, then Victor will die. Aunt asked her men to hold Negan down. The moment the piano stops, he stabbed Victor's throat with a pen. Negan was devastated, but couldn't stop him. Andy was trying to get rid of Negan's weakness. He knew how vicious Negan had been before. Lawlessness. Finally, Andy was in front of Negan again. Come to Krot. Very good. Death is also obvious. Do this also. Completely let Croat and Negan be freshmen. Marky, on the other side. He also took the remaining survivors to safety from the zombies. But in this place in Manhattan, the most dangerous thing is not zombies. It's the gang that exists here. Marky was shocked. Found his son Herschel holding a cloth, bandaging the injured. And the color of that cloth, same as the one that lit the tire. Did Herschel tip off Andy? Maggie dared not think any deeper. He refuses to face. I don't want to admit that my son will become like that.